Welcome back to Chronicles on the Focus, the podcast that dives deep into fascinating subjects, one bubbly topic at a time. I'm Bob, and with me as always is the effervescent Alice. Today, we're popping the cork on the world of champagne.
And Bob, are you ready to get bubbly? Because I'm ready to uncork some fascinating facts about this iconic drink. Many associate champagne with luxury and celebrations, but its history is far more complex and surprisingly, even a little bit rebellious.
Absolutely, Alice. Did you know, for instance, that those delightful bubbles weren't always seen as a desirable trait? Initially, they were considered a flaw, a sign that something went wrong during fermentation. It was called the devil's wine, le vin du diable, because of exploding bottles. Talk about a fizzy fiasco.
Oh my gosh, Bob, that's incredible. So the bubbly we love today was once considered a defect? And that's not all. While Dom Perignon is often credited with inventing champagne, that's a bit of a myth. He certainly improved the process, but the first recorded sparkling wine, Blanquette de Limoux, was actually created by Benedictine monks in 1531, way before Dom Perignon's time. Talk about monastic innovation.
That's right. Even the method of making champagne, the méthode traditionnelle, was documented by an English scientist, Christopher Merritt, in 1662. 6 years before Dom Perignon even started at the Hautevillers Abbey. The French were a bit late to the sparkling party. Imagine, the English were pioneers of bubbly long before the French officially adopted the process.
And speaking of pioneers, the history of champagne is also tied to royalty. In the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, champagne became the drink of choice for the elite. Producers cleverly marketed their champagne to the nobility, leading to its wider popularity among the middle class. It's incredible how marketing has always played a significant role.
Precisely, and it wasn't always the dry stuff we prefer today. In the 19th century, champagne was much sweeter. The move toward drier champagne started when Perrier-Jouët decided not to sweeten his 1846 vintage before exporting it to London. The Brits clearly had a taste for drier bubbles.
So fascinating. But let's not forget the legal battles. The name, champagne, is fiercely protected. Only sparkling wines from the Champagne region of France, made using specific methods, can legally be called champagne. This isn't just a matter of taste, it's about upholding tradition, a history and an appellation. It's a real legal war out there.
Absolutely. A whole lot of history, tradition, and legal wrangling in every sip. So next time you raise a glass of champagne, remember the centuries of innovation, accidents, and legal battles that went into creating that perfect bubbly. It's more than just a drink, it's a story.
Cheers to that, Bob. And that's all the time we have for today's bubbly journey. Join us next time on Chronicles on the Focus for another fascinating exploration.